Well, all right. The packages came as I was recording a different video, and so now I'm just going to add these to the list of things that I'm going to review and maybe try to get out later this year. So this is the very first Valaverse Action Force Swarm that I've ever gotten. Everything else has been just their troopers to kind of pad out and fill out the army for the Joes, because, you know, I had an overwhelming Cobra army to deal with. And so these, obviously, if I was to do so, will be joining Cobra. But this is the first of this odd set. I kind of wish I had a Scarab. I mean, I know they're very odd looking, but in a way I think they're kind of cool now. But, of course, it's too late. They're sold out, and we'll see if they ever get reissued. But let's open these up, because this is going to be weird, especially if I can do so before my battery dies. All right, starting with the infantry. Swarm Sentry, sorry. And yeah, he's going to have a bio card. I don't understand why things get blurted out. Whoa, what? Okay, that's new. I guess you get a weird background. Never seen that. Ooh, and now you get a gold stand. Yay. All right. 1, 2. And there he is. Look. Vector weapon. Wooden blade, big ass gun. He got hands for days. Come on now. Boy. A lot of hands. Guess if you're a swarm, you got to have hands. Alright, boy. Okay. Alright, we'll take a look at his loadout. Alright, so in terms of weaponry, this is his loadout. He gets the weird looking, you know, as many times as I've seen this gun show up in Valaverse, I want to hope that it's a real gun. But I know that they want to make it seem like these swarms have futuristic weapons, but this really isn't futuristic. And neither is this Vector, which comes in just about every kind of form known to man. It seems like, to me, of all the weapons I've had to deal with figures, this is the most customized weapon I've ever seen. I've seen it come in so many different shapes and forms, but I do like the paint app combo. It also comes with one of them there blades that no one ever uses, and it doesn't stay in its sheath very well, and it also doesn't focus. I hate my focus. There we go. Ooh, sharp blade. Actually hurts. He also comes with trigger fingers, which are already attached. He comes with grippies, with cupping hands, you know, in case you got to grope something. I don't think swarms are going to do that. And fistles, which you can use to beat people in the face. But that's it. I'm going to load him up and then move on to the next. All right, I knew I said I was going to load him out, but it turns out, you know, the thing about these Valaverse figures is they are super stiff when they come out. And this one's no exception. I know these are reissues, and they're not supposed to have that issue, but I mean, they're just, he's stiff as a board. He's not moving. And so the fingers are a little too stiff, and I don't want to move this in and break his trigger fingers. But I mean, you know, and I would show you articulation too, but that's just not going to happen. And if I'm not very much mistaken, it looks like the buck is the exact same buck we get for every single Valaverse figure that exists. The difference is going to be the armor loadout, and in this case, I think at least the legs. The feet actually look similar. So I'm going to go with legs and arms are going to be different, and then a different head and armor. But that's it. The chest, torso, feet, they're all going to be the same. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next because I'm running out of battery. And I want to get through this. All right, and here is the Swarm Trooper instead of Stormtrooper. Ha ha ha. Yeah, file card, everything on the back with more censorship. But we do not know why. No, we don't. Okay, it comes with the silver stand. Okay, plastic layer 1. One plastic layer. Ooh. That one's hard to get off this time. Oh no, lost a hand. Alright, seems to come out with basically the exact same stuff. It's the same figure. It's just a different color. That's really it. Oh, lost his vector. Now, one thing I will say different almost immediately is the head. So his head is this weird see-through plastic, unlike the Sentry or the other one. But this one's see-through. And of course the color scheme is different, but identical weapons. I mean, there's no difference in weapons on this guy from the other one. So you seen one, you seen the other one. They're pretty much the same figure, except this guy's going to end up getting some weird stuff. All right, I think my battery will die before I get through this, but we'll see. So this is the Swarm Gear set. Shows you what you get. Now I've seen some of these, and some people when they had them, they're blue. So weird that this one not so blue. Don't it make my swarmies blue? All right, so he gets also this yeller plate, see-through. It's kind of cool. You get weapons. I'm going to load this out. Okay, you get the riot shield. Very nice. Kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of the Gungans. You get grenade launcher with puke yellow. You get this kind of an MP5 looking thing. Not a laser blaster. You know, it's funny, the vector that he comes with is the same color scheme, so it's obvious he was supposed to have it. This is the infamous little B-pack. Not a backpack, it's a B-pack. It's got a lot of really good detail on it. I hope that gets through before the battery goes and shuts off. A lot of interesting paint apps. The wings do have different positions, about 3. Not too versatile. I'm going to see if I can get it on him. Alright, and there he is with it on. Now, we'll say this. You have to move this backpack around, or his armor around, to find the hole to peg it in, because otherwise it'll just keep falling out. And so you have to dig around and shine it in the light and try to see if you can get it lined up or it won't go in. So that's something I will complain about. But he's stiff as a board. I can't do much articulation or what have you until he goes into the boiling water. So I guess look and see what I'm able to do with this in photos, because that uses a different camera and different lenses, and I couldn't fit this into his hand, but I mean, it'll be interesting to see how that fits together. But all in all, it's actually a fairly cool looking figure. They're both really cool figures. I just wish I had battery, guys. I'm so sorry. I probably shouldn't even be reviewing this with such a low battery, but I'm going to do the best I can because I got one more review I want to do. Well, I was running out of battery, and I was able to charge it overnight, and well, you know, we were going to do some comparisons. I mean, you know, can't skimp out on that detail just because you're in a hurry. So here I've put together some interesting comparisons here. You have the Alley Viper, because, you know, the shield kind of a thing, and you have the Bat. I don't know why I thought that was an apt comparison, because they look sort of robotic, because you don't really know if these swarm folk are aliens or are they robots. You know, who knows, right? So anyway, I thought that was an interesting matchup. I mean, they're about the same height, it looks like, in terms of height comparison. And in terms of bulk, I mean, these are very similar, in my opinion. So like, for example, like what I've done here is I've actually, you know, I figured, hey, if you're going to put those little holes there, I'm going to actually put some string and actually make it a usable thing. And I realized that with this character, it's difficult to stand them up without the backpack. You almost need it as a counterweight. But it's a similar heavy loadout to this character with the thing on its back. And it's very, very similar iconography, really, in a way. So they both have these big old bulky shields, but they're held together very, very different. So with this guy, you almost have to he has to be holding it like this in order for it for him to hold it. And it makes things a little bit awkward. I mean, it's kind of interesting because you can have him, you know, hold it way far out in front, I guess. Like, here, please don't shoot me. But I don't know why I kind of like it being held close to the vest. Like that, so you don't see his face. No, don't look at me. I'm camera shy. And keeping with things, I like that the Bats are using a Gridiron Studios Vector style gun along with their Vector style guns. I almost kind of wish I could do the same with these guys. I know they make loadouts for those characters, but at the present time, I don't have the money for that. Even though I would love to do it someday. And so here's another comparison to similar robotic style people from different lines. I mean, why not? So we have Marvel Legends Ironheart. Looks actually like, she actually looks Swarm, in my opinion, in a way, I think. And then you have Shadow Dancer, I think it is, sorry. Masterpiece Transformers. And you never know, they don't have to be all these fighting Joes. I mean, why not like a 1/12 scale? Actually, these are probably not 1/12. They're probably like 1/64 scale. I don't know, I'm just being silly. But yeah, still, though, relative height, not too out of the realm of possibilities in terms of engagement, right? Right? Just me? Right? No? Yeah. Here's a comparison. Let's go with Maximilian from the Black Hole in comparison to these guys. Yeah, that's me getting a little ridiculous there. This is a Diamond Select. Very articulated movie replica. But I think that is actually interesting. I mean, even though the size comparison might be a little off, I don't know if he's 1/12 scale or he's definitely not 1/6. So there's that. But he could be maybe in a 7-inch scale. But I could see him silently ordering these guys around, or they might employ him against people as some kind of a death bot. Anyway, it's still an interesting comparison you don't generally see every day. Right. All right, that about wraps up my Swarm review. The Swarm characters from Valiverse Action Force. Very cool characters, excellent color design. There's one thing I noticed that while I was, you're going to have photos at the end, and while I was positioning them, I did realize that there is the one thing that is not so great about this particular line or this particular figure. When it comes to posing, they have absolutely no boot swivel. None. No boot swivel. There's nothing. They don't swivel at all. So they're very stiff in that regard. But that's literally the only complaint I can really give. That there's no boot swivel. So sorry. Sorry for the lack of boot swivel, guys. I'm going to make you fall down. Oh! Be yourself.